Welcome to abombtozzzax. With me, Colin Holt. And my friends, Dan Snellgrove and Jamie Firth. Here they come!
Hello, welcome back to abombtozzzax, my favourite Marvel character, where I, Colin Holt, and my two pals go on a journey through space, time, all the way back to 1961, I think, when the Fantastic Four came about, and we go through all the characters on the Marvel Unlimited reading app. That was quite cosmic here, that it's lost any coolness by saying Marvel Unlimited reading app, which charged me again, and it was £51. That's not bad, though, is it? That's not bad a year. I do sound like I'm advertising for them, but that's a year of
a week.
£51 for all the comics in the world. So anyway, this show, we go through every single character from A to Z. We're still in the A's. We're still in the A's this year, I think. And then eventually we're going to get the Zs. But I'm, as I say, I am Colin Holt. I like Adam Warlock. I came from a cocoon, and I have golden skin. I didn't put any time into these intros. I'm sorry, guys. Like the matriarch, Jamie Firth has his empire spans the galaxy, and he is dreadfully intolerant of all non-believers who don't believe he is right. And Dan, like Drax the Destroyer, hairless, horny, and will stab you as soon as look at you. Yes, lovely Dan Snellgrove. Hello, boys. It's great to see you. It's so good to see you. Thank you for this. Dan's very poorly as well. He's been got by some galactic throat virus.
Well, that'll teach me for wandering the star ways.
Sucking in all that dirty alien. Oh God! Is in one of these comics where Thanos like covers someone in sort of furry mushroomy stuff. Is that in one of these? Maybe that.
I don't recall
I read more of
mushrooms.
the Infinity Gauntlet. He blasts Namor. Oh no, I think it's the one after the one I've sent you.
Oh, spoilers.
Because he has the Infinity Gauntlet, he can do lots of fun things.
So he chooses to put mushrooms on people.
To that in a minute. At one point, he does sort of cover two of them in, kills them with sort of hairy mushrooms all over their bodies.
Wow.
I mean, it would kill you, I think. I don't know. Just
what a
make them
power.
live like that forever. That's a more harsh one. So today we have got to sort of one of my favorite. Well, I don't know. He's a mystery. He's an enigma, or is he just not very well formed? That's the question. Or is he just a character that people aren't sure what to do with? It is Adam Warlock. No, I said it like that. Adam Warlock. Not Adam Destine, who we did last week. This is Adam Warlock, a name he gave himself. His original name was Him. Just called Him. Not as in a song, as in a male, a man, bloke. That fella. He was created. Now, because I haven't actually put his actual origin story here, it's quite complicated, but essentially he was created in the Fantastic Four by an enclave of evil scientists, not AIM, not Advanced Idea Mechanics, a different enclave, a rival enclave. There's about 40 enclaves, and they wanted to create the perfect man so they could take over the world. Not quite sure how that would work. You just create Chris Hemsworth, and then, oh, that's it. Then all nations will bow before us. But they created him. And then years later, but he wasn't called Adam Warlock then. Then much later, in Strange Tales 178, Jim Starlin sort of took over Adam Warlock, called him Warlock. I think he was already called Adam Warlock. I've said that too many times. I think he was already called Adam Warlock, but basically Jim Starlin then created him more into the character that is known and loved today. Ugh, dreadful introduction. I think you guys might have to take over. Dan's got a space virus. I'm an absolute mess. I haven't even got a virus. Jamie, do you want to be?
Well, so
Strange Tales 178.
178, which was 1975, I think. Does a fantastic job of introducing him because it very, very clearly says right at the beginning, I'm going to spend the first 4 pages of this comic telling you about the genesis of Alan Warlock.
Love that.
The intro is by Sphinxor. Now, this is a slightly unfortunate name. Who's this fella? Sphinxor.
Is Sphinxor unfortunate? Is that a rude word, Sphinxor?
Are you kidding, Colin?
Like sphincter.
Oh, right. Oh,
How did that not leap off the page? Sorry, Jamie, but I was waiting for that moment.
Sphinxor.
Sphinxor.
It's not that close to
What?
sphincter.
I mean,
right. Obviously,
Dan
my
and I
kids
clearly
listen.
both.
I'm not sure
It's
now.
not a rude word. It's a physical.
It's a medical
thing.
word.
It's
Right.
biological, yes. But yeah, you get a full genesis and catch up of how Adam Warlock came to be at the very beginning from Sphinxor.
Quick.
It's the man who
quick
stalked
confession.
the stars.
The man who stalked the stars. Yeah. How do you stalk a star?
I don't know.
Does that mean he's just stalking around the stars? Like the stars around, and I'm stalking in space, or does that mean I'm stalking actual stars?
We're not sure, really, are we?
It just sounds cool, doesn't it?
Doesn't cover
Let's be honest,
that.
It just sounds cool.
But he's apparently the most
Stalk the
unique
stars.
and most startling, which, considering one of our categories in rating these characters, is uniqueness. Just to put that on the front page, he's the most unique by Marvel's own admission.
Right. Okay. What makes him so unique? That's the question. I've written all-powerful child. Is that said at some point? Or maybe I just thought it. He's like an all-powerful child, which is a weird thing, isn't it, in a way? So I guess he's like Jesus, isn't he? Is he like Jesus? They keep sort of trying to make he's like Jesus, but I'm like, why is he like Jesus, though? I feel like there's a lot of talk about Adam Warlock being this infinitely powerful and philosophical guy, but then I don't always see it. I don't know what he's meant to be able to do or why. Did you get any of that? I remember as a boy when I first, so the next comic we're going to read, Infinity Gauntlet, was one of the first comics I ever read, and being like, oh, this Adam Warlock guy is so cool. He's so mysterious and stuff. But then, reading them as an adult, I'm not sure it's a lot of talk, but I'm not sure if it's ever really seen, is it? In these ones. Dan's shaking his head. Yeah. Also, quick confession. We're not going to get into it now. I'm still a little bit grey as to what a sphincter is. I don't think I know what it is.
Dan is our science man.
This is not science question.
We'll talk about that another time. But I've definitely got one, have I? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Great. So Dan, what's your first take on Johnny Warlock?
Aside from Sphinxor, well, the stalking the stars thing, as that on the front, it made me think. I thought, am I reading the National Enquirer? But then I realised that's not what they meant by stalking stars.
Okay. Oh, very good.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I'm a bit tired, but that was a genuine very good. I was like, oh, very good. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Well done, Anne. Well done.
Oh, well done.
Well, so yeah, he's born out of this experiment by these 4 science dudes, who are, I quote, who are stinkers. So Sphinxor says these guys are real stinkers, and if you're called a stinker by Sphinxor, that's serious stuff.
I like Sphinxor as that was a genuine mistake. I like him as a narrator. I think that's a lot of fun. I think that's a lovely idea to have this. I've written, I don't know if he ever comes back. I think he's just created purely to be this Jim Starlin is a bit of a bit of a jokester and is a bit cheeky. This was so just to give you some context, this was the 1970s where all the writers and stuff were like, genuinely were on like LSD and smoking a lot of doobies and were sort of, I don't know, just given a lot more ground to do whatever the hell they wanted. So I don't think it's impossible that Sphinx saw is a knowing little gag, as opposed to, you know, him being innocent about that. I mean, for God's sake, we're going to like this whole religious empire that's destroying the galaxy and everything, and intolerantly demanding everyone, you know. So it's pretty out there, radical stuff. Yeah. Sorry, Dan.
For sure. No. I mean,
I like Sphinxor. I like the thing of just going, Sphinxor's just going to tell you everything you need to know in 4 pages. And I'm literally going to say, he says something like, don't worry, it'll be like 4 pages and then you'll be up to speed. He literally says something like that, doesn't he? He's very honest.
Yeah, like Jamie said, as soon as I read that, I was like, oh, okay, no need to sort of like try and pick out this origin story. It's going to be literally laid out for me. Great. Okay. Marvellous. By Sphinxor, referring to Uncle Stan as well.
Yeah, Uncle Stan, who I think Jim Starlin, the creator, hated, by the way. I think there was enmity between them.
Ooh.
I only literally just happened to read that the other day somewhere. I think Stan got him kicked off something. Maybe Iron Man or something, because he was too out there with his ideas. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Well, so these stinkers, his fathers,
yeah.
The first thing he does is murder them.
Yeah.
Like, that's his first thing. He wakes up and goes, oh, God, don't like those guys. So he like nukes them and the place of his birth. It's like, okay, right, fine. Then he goes wandering around space, tries to find a girlfriend, but rather than saying, would you like to be my girlfriend, just grabs one and tries to, well, he doesn't, you know, he's a bit forceful, apparently, without asking permission. Unfortunately, it was Thor's girlfriend, and he then gets beaten up by Thor. So it doesn't start well, either as a display of his prowess or morally speaking. It's a bit, bit dodge.
But he's not a human who has got this superpower. He is a child with infinite powers who looks like a big golden bloke.
It's a fair point.
In essence, it's very Star Trek, isn't it? He's sort of learning what humans are and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So sorry, Darren, I'm enjoying this catch up. This is very Sphinxer.
I did note that the Thor's girlfriend not named, like it just like, oh, it was Thor's girlfriend, like as if it was like, oh, are you looking at that bird? Come on, let's fight.
I'm not sure it was his girlfriend. Does it say girlfriend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I haven't read that one.
It said this taught him humility, because if you pick on a thunder god, you're going to get your tail whipped or something like that.
Yeah. He went back to his cocoon. We've not mentioned the cocoon.
Oh, yeah, he came out
his
of a
mother.
cocoon. Yeah, the cocoon was his mother. I mean, that's going to mess you up for a start, isn't it?
And it is a weird old cocoon. It looks kind of like a beehive.
Yeah.
Like floating around in space.
It's quite, isn't it? There's this sort of, it's quite lumpy and bumpy. Doesn't look like a safe cocoon. He came out of the cocoon. Well, the original story, you just see the cocoon for ages and then just this voice like going, I am ready to leave now, and stuff like that. You know, how do you think he talks? Do you think he talks in that kind of, I am Adam Warlock? Or maybe it's more like, I don't know. Personality jumps around a lot, doesn't it?
That's the trouble.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think in this first comic, he's very melodramatic. He becomes more melodramatic as the comic goes on, like indulging in like really big soliloquies and like really deep stuff. He's very self-reflective.
Very he's constantly questioning everything that's going on. But in terms of this story, Adam Warlock, and I think in that quick catch-up, it shows you how it's all a bit like it's all a bit like, it doesn't say it is, but it's a bit like, oh, and then this happened, but don't even worry about it. We're here now. Just there's just a really powerful man who floats around space. Now go. Do you know what I mean? And I think this story's great though. It's really weird and dark. So it starts where he sees a woman being chased by 3 weird aliens. They all look great. I love those 3 panels where they're being, do you know what I mean? Where it's her like running across the moon or something, and they kill her. He doesn't save her, and then he like blasts them. He's very vengeful against the killing of innocents. You know what I mean? He's very like even though he's, as we say, he's made some mistakes, but he's very, you know. But then what's very gruesome and morbid, he decides to bring her back to life. Brings her back to life, but not if he can. He can only bring her back to life for a minute or something, or he doesn't state how long. But just to find out who they were, it's pretty harsh. And what I've written down, she says, "Why have you brought me to this cold life?" That's quite brutal, the idea that death isn't cold, but I suppose comforting. Death's quite nice and warm, and actually life itself is like quite hot. I don't want to come back to this. This is shit. I'm on the moon.
And he does it. Is this one of the Infinity Stones he's using in order to bring her back?
I think retroactively it becomes Infinity Stone. He's got like a soul gem, hasn't he?
Soul gem.
So I don't. It's all a bit wishy-washy. I don't know if he is infinitely powerful or just the soul gem makes him so, or something like that.
But he's supposed to be as powerful as an atomic bomb. It says
not another one. They're
yeah,
all
I'm
as
afraid
powerful
so.
as atomic bombs, aren't they?
At the beginning, it says he's got his powers were he has the power of an atomic bomb, and he can look into a man's soul. I thought, what's that? That sounds.
I mean, those two powers don't relate very well.
You just never know what you're going to get from him, do you?
Yeah.
What's he going to do today? Is it going to be a huge
really
explosion?
hope he does the soul thing.
Yeah.
Like, ask me
Not
how
the
I
atomic
am.
bomb thing. A few things I noticed. I like that one of the aliens' names is Borgia. That was quite fun. But anyway, he discovers from this poor girl who's brought back to life. And it's a bit weird because there's a lot of shots of her looking very sexy and, you know what I mean, sort of space lady. But you're like, yeah, but she's a corpse. This is weird. Do you know what I mean? but great artwork, I thought. Lovely. Very 2000 AD, if you know what that means. As in the British comic 2000 AD. It's got that kind of coolness to it. But anyway, she reveals that she's on the run from the church, what they called, the Infinite Church of Truth? No. The Galactic Church of Truth? Oh, I should have written this down. The Church of Universal Truth.
Right.
Which is this. Right. I mean, she makes the point of saying, I wonder whether they told Jim Starlin, the writer, he had to put this in. But she makes the point of saying, you know, at the heart of their religion, it's a really nice idea. Or something like that. She says something like, their basic beliefs are great, but then they go around like destroying anyone who doesn't agree with them, enslaving. I've got this line I wrote down, which is great. When they finish with a world, it is always free of non-believers. So they're just full on wiping out anyone who won't join in the Church of Universal Truth. And they're led by the matriarch. Immediately made me think of a Tory MP, the Lady Thatcher. That's who I thought that was. I think this is before Thatcher, or before Thatcher was known so, but I would think, I mean, she's quite a sexy Thatcher. But then was Thatcher just sexy anyway? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. No, she wasn't. She clearly wasn't. And actually, Thatcher looked a bit like Adam Warlock, I think, as well. Lovely hair.
Paint her gold. Thatcher painted
her gold. Stick a soul gem on her. And then the reveal. Who is leading this? Who is their god?
Can I just say, I love just Adam Warlock shows this incredible insight. Some may call it mansplaining. When the girl who we're talking about explains how...
I don't think he's ever named, is she? She's never named it.
I think he just goes, oh, girl, oh no.
She's quite an important character. Like, she's on the cover and everything, and she's the whole reason for the whole story and everything, but they just don't bother giving her a name, but, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I'm Susan.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're dead again. Sorry. Borgia.
But she says, like, well, obviously she's brought back to life. For the D&D fans, it reminded me of the Speak with Dead third level spell you can cast.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's in the movie where they bring someone back and you can ask 5 questions to the dead. Before.
Yeah. Who does it? Whoever the magician is.
Yeah, I think so. Well, I think it's a cleric spell.
Oh, it's very funny in the movie.
Yeah, because they ask 4 questions and they don't ask the 5th one, so the poor corpse is like, someone got to ask me the 5th question.
Oh yeah, yes. They never send him back to the dead.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's very funny, that film.
So it reminded me of that for sure. But she says basically, there's this dark religious force out there that if you don't believe in the same thing as them, they wipe you out. Genocide, whole planets have been destroyed. And then he says, I sense dark forces at work here. Oh really? Oh, she's literally just told you they commit genocide on several times over. I sense dark forces that only I could deal with. I was like, I'm not sure. I've just seen you. Basically, you've failed at every attempt. You've just been beaten up by Borgia. This just gets pounded by him.
Oh yeah, do they? I can't remember. They just beat him, do they? He can't.
Well, the big guy comes out, pounds him, and I'm like, time to release that atomic bomb power.
Yeah.
Surely it's now. Doesn't happen.
No.
And he goes, I've got to use the soul gem then. And then he sort of beats him with the gem. But it looks like his power really is the gem. He doesn't do the other thing.
It's very undefined. It's very ill-defined. That's the problem with a character who is essentially an enigma.
Right.
You just go, yeah, but you haven't really worked out what he can sort of do anything, but also unless they need him to not win in this bit. Well, the next comic, which I did read, as in the next issue of this, which I was going to get you to read, but I thought, come on, it's hard enough to get us to read 3. But he, in that, it's basically him going around the spaceship, just picking off people, like one by one, and almost like Clint Eastwood. And it's really cool. It's really good, like a Western. Like he's just kind of, there's like 20 mercenaries or something, and he's just kind of like appearing and destroying one and then vanishing, and then, But anyway, but again, doesn't fit in with this whole cosmic Jesus feeling.
I really liked I think right at the end of the comic, it just says, next time, Warlock rides the death ship, which I thought that does sound good, but also a little bit like a bad theme park ride.
The death ship. Yeah, that sounds a bit Gulliver's Kingdom in Matlock. I mean, I think they're all a death ship, to be honest. I wouldn't trust any of them. But yes, but that's exciting, isn't it? The Rise of Death ship. I think it's got a sort of 70s, Ozzy Osbourne or sort of one of those Black Sabbath type feel to it. The whole thing has got a very, Is that what I'm thinking of? Led Zeppelin-y. It's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome. So anyway, he sees the God of the Church of Universal Truth. Did this make sense to anyone who he's meant to be?
Well, I mean...
Because I think it's a cool idea, but I'm rereading it. I know, but I don't think it's explained very well.
I don't think it's explained very well. No. I mean, it tells us, doesn't it? At the end, it's like, oh. But it kind of... The only sort of sense they give it is that...
Well, what did you think? Who did you think he was?
Well, because he went, hold on, Magus. It means, like, wise man, magician, warlock. We're the same because of Latin.
Yeah.
It is a really big reveal, that. It's great.
What?
And I love that Magus replies, that's right, Adam. You and I are one and the same being. Ha, 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 ha. He enjoys it. He enjoys that moment.
You can't really... A little thing, they changed this in the later comics, but you can't really see it from those drawings. But I'm pretty sure Magus has a massive afro, which is really bizarre.
There is one panel where
his hair's even more wonderful.
Sort of big green face, and it looks like moss. It's like a sort of great big mossy afro. He looks like Rod Hull, I thought. Which maybe undermines his powers a little.
Sexy male Thatcher versus Rod Hull. Battle.
We could pitch that.
That's what we want to read. Battle
of cosmic proportions. But yeah, I think Magus is him from the future. So that's what he's going to become. But he kind of a bit like, maybe in the past, or I don't know. Or I think that's the idea that he's what Adam is going to eventually become. which is a cool idea. So he's created this church of the truth, and Adam's got to stop himself. It feels like Jim Starlin hasn't quite decided whether it is in the future or not, because he's quite...
Is this from knowledge that you've got from other comics?
I like the idea, Dan, that you like meet someone called Danielle, you know, like French spelling, and you're like, but that's the same, we must be the same man. There's no other explanation. Yep, you got it.
Yeah, it's a bit loose, isn't it? I get, like you, I like the idea, but it's not delivered to us in a way that makes me go, whoa.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
It's a bit sneaky. And it's all a bit suggestive and beat poetry like, isn't it? But I wonder whether it's, but surely you'd also go, oh, and also you've got my face. Like, surely that would be the first thing. I mean, because it's comics, you can't really, because everyone, you know, it's not always clear. There's sort of, you know, handsome man face, monster face, woman's face. There are the three main, maybe evil man's face. So it's not necessarily, you wouldn't know as a reader, but surely he would see, unless he's changed his face. I mean, he's got an afro. It's like as you get more evil, your hair starts turning into an afro. You go purple. He's purple rather than gold, and your hair starts turning. It's very bizarre.
Well, this is a relief, because I thought bald was the most evil hairstyle.
Yeah. Well, no, there are two.
It is.
It's bald or afro in the Marvel universe are the two evil. All real men have hair like Jamie's, which is sort of, you know, thick, beautiful, a bouffant.
It's great.
All real men have bouffants. Wonderful. So, but so add a bit of a question mark over Adam. What's going on with this guy? But we liked the comic. Would you agree with this? We like the style, a refreshing. It's a nice bridge between the sort of Chris Claremont ones we've read and the original 60s ones. Still got a bit of mad 60s. Would you agree with all this? I'm just telling you what you think now.
Thank you. He does get punched. Is it punched or no? The Major like sends him flying through one of the panels, the comic panels. He smashes through.
Oh yeah.
When it's all kind of like ayahuasca-y and you know, LSD-ish, he gets smashed through one of the panels. I was like, oh, I quite like that.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that whole bit, yeah, their fight isn't really a fight, is it? He just kind of takes him on a journey. Oh, that's it. And he's fighting demons. And then he's like, I knew I recognised, because he goes, they're strangely familiar demons, but they just look like any demons. They're not like, they don't represent things or whatever. Do you know what I mean? They're just like demons. And then afterwards he goes, oh, of course they were the demons of my soul or whatever, or they were my own inner demons. I thought I recognised them. That's kind of weird. That's very bizarre, but it's all a bit trippy and there's no real, which is great, but also a little bit. We're still not sure what's going on. Maybe
no. At this point, and there's a couple of things in this comic that remind me of Vision, like from the movies, because he's got the soul. There's the soul stone is in his forehead, which is where you put the stones always, obviously. And he's got that sort of like, who am I? Where am I? How was I created? What am I doing here? What is my purpose? Sort of energy.
He does have that energy. He's quite Superman-like as well, I guess. He's got a saviour kind of element, hasn't he?
And they refer to him as the Golden Gladiator. I was wondering, is that like a Caped Crusader attempt?
Yeah.
Giving him a...
Yeah, he's never I don't think he's ever in an arena or made to fight for fun. I don't think. But I think the whole thing, again, Dan's a big Roman Empire fan, of course. I've been watching The Fall of the Roman Empire on YouTube. You can watch all these wonderful old films, you know, like Epic. And Alec Guinness plays Marcus Aurelius. That's wonderful. Oh. But he talks, you know how he's always really down on Star Wars, Alec Guinness? Like he'd say, oh, don't talk to me about Star Wars. You know, that's blah, blah, blah. You know, I don't know if you knew this, but he was not proud of it kind of thing. But he's giving the exact same performance as Marcus Aurelius. like he talks and that. And like everything is, it could just be Obi-Wan Kenobi, but he's in a Roman gladiator. Anyway, I highly recommend watching it, Dan. You would love it. I imagine it's completely historically inaccurate. But it's all about Commodus is his son, is that right? And then Commodus takes over and is a baddie. That's basically the plot. But anyway, but I thought all the Universal Church thing had a very Roman Empire feel to it. Loved it. I love this comic. So then we jump forward to the 1990s, to Infinity Gauntlet, an epic saga that's changed everything, changed the Marvel Universe in many ways. And that is issue 3, I think I told you to read in the end. And that brings about, finally you have met him, Thanos himself. The greatest, maybe not greatest, but certainly the most dangerous, powerful villain in the Marvel Universe, possibly, I don't know. So he loves death. And we jump in at this point, Thanos, he literally loves death. Death is a woman. And he's in love with her. Thanos is. Absolutely loves her. Smitten. And at this point, I don't know if you picked up on this, but Thanos has done a thing where he's decided to wipe out half the entire universe because he now has a thing called the Infinity Gauntlet, which is a big glove covered in stones. And those stones give him power over everything. Everything there is. A bit like the Cosmic Cube, but this is no spaghetti in a box. This is a big glove with some stones on it. Looks a bit like something you pick up at one of the gift shops in Machynlleth in Wales, where I am right now. But still very, very powerful. I don't know who made it. In the films, they sort of go through showing you how it was made and everything. But, I don't know how he got this. But anyway, he did. I think there's a whole quest story that Jim did. Dear Jim Starlin. This is Jim Starlin again, by the way, that Jim Starlin did before this, where Thanos does go around finding all the gems. Anyway, so everything is up the creek, the whole universe in trouble, and who should pop up to the heroes but Mr. Adam Warlock, looking a little different. He's got a staff, he's got a lovely cape, his hair's still fantastic, and he's become, I've written, more of a wise strategist, less of a insane, powerful child. What did you think of this? Oh, first of all, I should note, at one point, Thor calls him Mr. Coppertone. I actually did a bit of research and Googled that. Apparently that is the name of a US sun cream. So that's what Coppertone is. That's why he calls him Mr. Coppertone. Dreadful insult. Very lame. Also, to be stood in a room with like this incredibly powerful... By the way, this is probably very confusing because Thor at this point isn't Thor. He is a man called Eric Masterson who was given the power of Thor, because Thor, I think, is dead or somehow incapacitated, but no one else knows he's not actually Thor. You don't need to know that, but just in case any of that was confusing.
So a bit of a shame, because he felt like he had a bit of beef with Warlock in this, and I thought, it's the girlfriend thing. Oh, that's cool. They kept this going, but no, it's a different person. You say,
yeah, it's not really Thor.
You can tell because it's bearded Thor. He's got a beard.
Well, I think his disguise is he's got like a sort of a bit of a visor and a beard.
Right.
No one will notice.
A beard's evil?
I think generally, yeah. I think they're not good generally until more recently. Mustaches were always obviously pure goodness. Tony Stark had a mustache. Doctor Strange had a mustache. Nothing evil about a mustache, unless it's a thin mustache, I guess.
I mean, yes. Hitler was literally in the last comic, wasn't he?
That's a good point. That's a very good point. Hitler mustache is, of course, evil, but a Tony Stark mustache is nothing but good. Practical. It's a practical mustache for a man of business or magic. Anyway, what do we think about Adam in this? Let's just talk about Adam, for God's sake.
I mean, it's pretty amazing because everybody's in this. So, I mean, this blew my mind. The front page is like, it's just all of the heroes from all of the comics all together. And I was not expecting that.
No.
And right in the middle is Adam Warlock. He's and, throughout the comic, they're like, he's in charge. He's this is his baby. So is this comic basically, this is what the films were all sort of working toward. The Avengers films are all sort of
Yes.
working towards, and brought the whole thing together. Weirdly, Adam Warlock left out of that completely.
I know. It doesn't appear in the MCU till after that whole sequence.
He does
and
appear.
I don't think it suffers for it. He's in Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've seen that, but
You have seen it. You don't remember it.
Like a lot of the later Marvel movies, I kind of come out of them and go, I really enjoyed that. I can't remember a single thing that happened.
He's played by Will Poulter. He's in that. They do it as he's just this kind of angry kid.
Oh, I didn't realize
This
that.
kind of obnoxious.
I do remember Will Poulter.
They don't get any of the sort of Jesus-iness, savior type feel. But he gets all the superheroes together and he says, we're going to fight Thanos, gathers them all, gives them a bit of advice, says this is all pointless, and then twist at the end, sends them off to battle Thanos, then says to Silver Surfer, him and Silver Surfer stay away from the battle, a light year away. It's a whole light year away. And there's a cool bit where Thanos can see them. Do you remember that bit? Where Silver Surfer can see him and he says he's looking right at us, which is a very cool moment.
Yeah.
But then Adam admits it's basically they're just sacrificial lambs. I've just sent them all to get killed. Shocker.
And as Jamie says, it's not just a couple. They spend the whole comic assembling the greatest army of all. I mean, I don't know all these characters, but there was one that I recognised from a Marvel Top Trumps game I had.
Oh, yeah.
Galactus, and he was the one that if you had that card, you could beat anyone in terms of height, weight, stuff like that. But they've even got him. And then, all right,
but he's not part of the so he's sending in quite a sort of first wave, which is Thor, Hulk, and everyone, isn't he? But then Galactus and stuff, they're part of the infinite beings, or whatever they're called, the cosmic beings that he keeps. They attack after all the heroes are dead.
Right,
I mean, this is why old Warlock's so powerful, because he assembles all of these heroes and persuades them that he's like in charge and like he's got the plan, and they'll all do his plan. Hulk briefly refuses, but then is like, all right. And then he pops off to the other side of the galaxy and assembles all of the baddies as well.
Yeah.
The Watcher, the Stranger.
The Stranger. That's a big moustache.
Tribunal.
That's a wise moustache. I think that's an amoral moustache. We don't know where that moustache sits. The Stranger's moustache.
And even though Galactus...
Even love and death and chaos and order, abstract concepts join in the battle.
Yeah. And Galactus is like, I'm not having this. And then Warlock overpowers him as well. He is the man. He's the big dude.
Because Galactus blasts him. And Silver Surfer even goes, no, Galactus, don't release your incredible power on him. And he does. Yeah. And then he's just all right. He's just sat on Galactus's head going,
his head, yeah.
So he can resist the power of Galactus? I mean...
But is he just teleporting or tricking somehow or illusion? We don't know.
I don't know.
But he doesn't have the soul gem either, does he? Because Thanos has got the soul gem now. So all this power is coming more from... It's almost, I guess he's sort of becoming a bit Doctor Who-like in that he's sort of, you're not quite sure. There's just an allusion to the idea that he's so aware. And so, do you know what I mean? He knows stuff that no one else quite knows. And he's always playing a game of some sort.
Well, they do say why that is. Perhaps you can help me with this, Colin.
Oh, yeah.
It's because he's outside the loop of Des.
Des
Yeah.
I think they're talking to Galactus and say, because Galactus is like, look, I'm the man here, not this little Thatcher person. Yeah. And he said, and someone says to him, no, he's got the plan. He's outside the loop of Des. And they're like, well, all right then.
Are you sure who's Des?
It looked like Des. I thought perhaps you'd be able to help with this.
Is it Destiny? And then does he get blasted at that point? Is it like he's like, of Des?
Oh, ...
Oh, it might be where there's a dash and maybe the tinny bit.
I think so. I definitely don't think Des is like God in the Marvel universe. There is a God in the Marvel universe that is called the One Above All. And in one of the comics, there is one comic, just a big spoiler here, where they go up, I think they go and meet the One Above All, and it's Jack Kirby who drew all the original Fantastic Fours, which is pretty cool, right? That's quite a cool idea. But yeah, I don't think Des is.
Oh.
I'm sure I know.
I'm going to look it up now.
I think he's saying Des, he is outside the loop of Des. That's funny. Galactus is then on the hunt for Des. That's like that. What film's that in where someone, like a baddie, like mishears something and then they're going out hunting for them? But they keep asking, who is this guy? Oh God, I can't remember. I've started something and there's no point because I can't remember who it is. But
I can confirm it is Destiny. I apologise.
It is Destiny.
It's got a dash and then it says Tinny at the end. He's one outside the loop of destiny and capable of wondrous deeds.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, we're all capable of wondrous deeds, mate. It's still very vague. We can't get a handle on this guy. Who is he? Do we like him?
Well, I do want to understand him a bit more. Like, normally I like the things to be defined so then you can see them match up against another thing that's defined, and then when it all unfolds, it's interesting because it's like, oh, they could use that. Oh, they could use that. But I suppose, like, I do really like Gandalf, and you don't really know really what Gandalf can do. He doesn't really do many
It's quite
powers.
Gandalf he is, actually, isn't he? He's quite kind of like, he knows stuff. He just knows stuff that we don't know. Okay. Should we give him some ratings based on these two? Or should we come back and do the third? I fear we're not going to get a chance. There is a third we read, which was Guardians of the Galaxy #1 from 2008. In a nutshell, he's been kind of depowered in that one, if anything. He's fighting the Church of Universal Truth again, but then he says at the beginning, because he altered reality, this is no longer the Magus or something like that. This is a different church. It's a bit weird. It's a good, fun comic. You got Rocket Raccoon, you got Drax, all those guys. But Adam is, he's not, he doesn't seem like one of them, does he, Jamie? You read it. He feels very
I like
ill-defined again, but
it is a sort of another rebirth, which I did like in the previous, in the Infinity comic. They did say, now, I know you all saw Warlock fall in battle, and some of you went to his funeral. And then it's just like ... And then Adam Warlock turns around and says, the details of my rebirth are of no importance. It's like, let's gloss over that. And in this comic, Rocket, right at the very beginning, says, picks up on a couple of words that somebody else has said and says, rewrite, timeline. Oh, nuts. This isn't going to be one of those complicated alternate reality things, is it? It's a nice sort of meta self-referential stuff. And that's exactly what it is. Very much back to the church, lots of church in this one. It's a church.
The church are just kind of they're fun, but they're just baddies, aren't they? They're quite easy to kind of...
Yeah, and the church has like a power source that is literally powered by faith. He says literally it soaks up their belief and it turns it into energy. I was going to ask Dan about his science take on that, but I suspect that one's a little stretched.
Okay.
No science to add to that, I'm afraid.
Right, let's get some ratings for Adam, because literally they're going to come and kick me out of this hotel room. But sorry, listeners, but, I feel we've done a good job, but maybe not as long as possible. But what should we give him? Likeability?
As long as we don't think about Thatcher too much.
Yeah.
I think...
Very high for me. I think.
Very high.
Yeah, I like
8, 9?
I think an 8.
An 8?
If you can
Originality?
forgive the child that killed their own parents.
Yeah.
And I can.
And I
you
can.
can. Fine,
And I do.
fine.
Originality? Pretty high again.
Yeah.
I mean, definability, or not good, but that's not a category or a word. Let's go 8 again. Okay, next one. Coolness. 9, 8, 8.
Well, in the second one, he's, as Jamie says, he's the man. He's
Okay,
right in the middle
9.
of everything, isn't he?
Adam's doing very well here. Realism. 3, 2.
It's got to be pretty low, isn't it?
2.
Because he comes back from the dead, I think twice. In the first one, he comes back because his soul's so powerful.
And he
was
can
made
just
in
do
a-
anything.
Yeah.
It's got to be 2. Okay. And finally, what was the other one? Longevity.
I mean, he will go forever. I suspect.
Yeah.
Can't die, can he?
He's being reborn. And also, feels like there's a lot you can do with him. Every writer can essentially sort of just go, oh, no, actually, Adam Warlock's this now. Right, I'm going to give him 8 again. Well, he's got a grand total of some numbers that I've actually written down on the list so we can remember who he is. That was Adam Warlock. What a lovely man. What a lovely murderous cosmic child.
His pops was thinking.
Wonderful hair. Thanks, Dan and Jamie. If you enjoyed this episode, we're doing more and we're going to do some extra issues, extra bonus ones. There's one up there already. We'll do them every now and again on our Patreon, where you can support the show at abombtozzzax. No, God, that was rubbish. What is it? Patreon.com/abombtozzzax. There we go. We'll be back next week with Agatha Harkness. Ooh, okay. Thanks, boys. And
Cheers.
bye, everyone.
Bye.
Jazz out to Sphinx or.